Hi guys. I just wanted to go live real quick today and talk to you a little bit about some of the things that you guys keep asking about what to do when traveling. So I just want to take a few minutes, talk to you about that. And yeah, I've been traveling a bunch recently, which I haven't been doing in a couple of years. It seems to be in phases with the kids, but yeah, basically whether you travel near or far, plane or car, or train if you're in Europe. But basically, there's some things that obviously have to be taken into account with security. But to start off with, even like if I go on a daily thing, I never go without my water bottle, my filtered water. I often put some lemon in it, a little bit of salt for electrolytes to stay really hydrated. I always make sure that I know when I'll be hungry again, kind of, and because I know my body a little bit, I know like in a couple of hours I need lunch. So I know that where I'm going is going to be lunch, or where I want to have lunch, or I'll take a good snack with me, or I'll pack like a travel friendly lunch, like a gluten-free sandwich or something. Yeah, so I also like bring along a lot of, easy travel things like banana or nuts. But basically, so what you want to think about when you travel is how long am I going to be on the road and what is most likely not going to be available. So usually what's not going to be available is to buy is healthy food, or what you consider healthy. And there are more options now too at airports, for example. And I just usually make sure that my backpack is full of things that make it through security. And that can be like, for example, Patagonia has these salmon fillets that you can, that are vacuum sealed, that you can just eat with an avocado anywhere in the world, and it goes through security, and avocados go through security. And then I always, when I have leftovers or when I've cooked something, because I know, there aren't always healthy carb options around. You can always get meat anywhere if you need like protein to stay full. I want like a low sugar thing. There's always, a burger you can eat without a bun, but the carbs are often crappy. So oftentimes I'll cook some quinoa or organic rice, and I'll have one of these clicky glass containers, and they go through security easily, even with a whole meal in it. If it just shouldn't be too liquid, because then they'll consider it a liquid. So that's what I do. I always have a glass clicky for me, for my plain meal, because I know my planes make me extra hungry. I don't know why. And obviously you have to drink your water before you go through security, but I'll always have my lunch with me. I always have 1 or 2 avocados with me that are not too ripe, but so they don't squish as easily. I usually have a banana with me that travels easily. Rice crackers. Sometimes when I feel inspired, I put nut butter in a small Ziploc bag and have that with me to put on my rice crackers. You can have seaweed with you. Nuts is a really good travel food. Those are some things that I usually have in my backpack. And especially, when I travel with the little ones, there's always a bunch of dried fruit too, like, because it lasts forever. It doesn't matter if it falls on the floor, you just pick it up. And I know some of you will be going, oh God, but yeah, I like to think of biodiversity, especially for kids, But anyway, dried mango. Our Costco has a lot of great options, and apples travel really well. It's just so nice to know when your kids are hungry and grumpy on a plane, they need something. And I even get them the Kind bars. Sometimes they have some of those nut bars, not the Kind grain bars, but the Kind nut bars with like low sugar options. So anything for the kids on the plane that is low sugar, for sure. For me too, though. So, and that's another thing I wanted to get into, because usually when you travel, you're going to be sitting a lot. And that by itself, car or plane or in the airport waiting around, that can get you constipated for starters already. So you want to make sure, and because then you'll be bored traveling, you don't want to eat that many carbs or sugars so that your insulin and your blood sugar levels get all the way up and down all the time, and you'll keep wanting to snack more. So when I travel, I make an extra point of trying to eat for myself very low sugar and a lot of fats and proteins, just so that I don't, keep falling into that cycle of insulin on, insulin off, and blood sugar up, blood sugar down. So yeah. So with the lack of movement that you have when you're traveling, obviously it's good to be doing some stretches and exercises in between, but it's also really helpful to keep drinking drinks that are not cold, like warm water to keep it going, lots of hydration. Try and travel with a lemon too if you can, because they travel really well, and it's nice to keep you hydrated with those natural electrolytes. Squeezing a little bit of lemon into your water with a dash of salt. I know they might have salt packets on the plane too, but just really not the cold drinks. Keep your intestines lubed for when you travel, especially, and lots of veggies. Lots of lots of fiber and lots of liquids to keep things moving. And then once you get to the new place, sometimes most people are clogged up for a couple days, but just keep eating lots and lots of veggies when you can, and drink lots of warm water, especially in the morning, to get things moving. Drink warm water throughout the day, not the cold stuff, and just move a bunch, in that new place. And then another important one is sleep. I know new environments can always be a little harder on sleep, but especially when you're jet lagged, but just try your best. And even if you can't sleep, lie and meditate so that your nervous system can get a deep rest. And then it'll be normal to be not going to the bathroom for a couple of days sometimes, but if you do these things, you make sure you bring a lot of your own foods for to have emergency stash even when you get there. I always, when I travel and somebody wants to make me check my snack backpack, I always guarded with my life, because it's got my snacks in there for the next day or two, and I'm not letting anything get between me and my food ever. So and then just make sure you move, stay hydrated, and then pack these things that are your favorites. Yogurts are not such a good travel food just for planes, I think, because they are oftentimes more than 4 ounces. So, but yeah, that's basically the foods that I go for when I travel. And then when I'm in the new place, I hit the supermarket pretty early on, so I know I can stack up. Even when you are somewhere where they do provide food or where there's restaurants, I always make sure that I still have extra stuff. Sometimes I also travel with a protein powder just to make sure that I have enough proteins when there aren't any available right away, or when I hit the gym at a new place. Yeah, thanks for the like for protein powders. Yeah, and but then I usually hit the local supermarket right away just to make sure that I can get new fibers, new veggies, new proteins just for the next days, even when I go to restaurants there. But if I don't want to spend like crazy amounts per meal on things, then I have other stashes. Like a lot of places do have, canned salmon, then you'll know you have at least some kind of quality. And avocados, bananas, those are nuts. You can pretty much get those anywhere. So yeah, depending on your food intolerances, this might or might not be helpful, but this is what I do when I travel. And I have to say my gut is pretty well right now. At this stage in my life, I've, obviously put a lot of work and the goal is to have a healthy gut that can. So those are the things I do. And if you have any questions or need more tips regarding travel, let me know. And try to stay active while you travel. Walk around or find a local gym in your hotel or something, or even just do what you know, those couple things that you wouldn't otherwise do at home, just to help you, not get too diarrhea-y or constipated, because, the nerves can send you the other way too. So anyway, that's it for today, and I'll be back soon. I've got a whole list of things of inspiration that I want to talk to you about. And yeah, it's always inspired by your comments and what you message me about. So let's keep it going. And yeah, be well. Have a great day.